It's evidently a lot more interesting than us digging in a few potatoes. Does it ever strike you how incurious they've been about us recently?
That was true. The builders around the lake, a few hundred individuals gathered in a dozen small bands, all seemed part of a single community. Once the group around the nursery area on the western shore had got used to the idea that these strange, lanky, stemless creatures and their big rolling box were harmless, the other bands had soon seemed to pick up the same message and stopped reacting to them. Unless you stood right in front of one and somehow impeded its progress, the builders just ignored the humans, spinning around you as if you were of as little interest as a lump of rock.
They're working up to something,
Martina said now. She sounded breathless, and she sat on a lump of rock, her slate on the ground beside her. It was another chilly day, and she wore an old fleece jacket over her stem-bark tunic.
all this work, the dams and mounds. They run around like this all the time, but the activity seems to be getting more intense every time I come out here.
She massaged her lower spine with both hands. Backache had plagued her pregnancy. Maybe. Yuri squatted on the ground beside her, dug a water bottle out of his flask, and handed it to her. She waved it away.
You go find the Call-U. I'll stay and watch a while. Wouldn't want to miss the show, whatever they're planning, if it all happens to kick off today.
He stood. You sure you're okay? He knew what reaction he'd get for that, and he got it.
You're worse than that bloody nursemaid on wheels. My brain is still functioning more or less, thank you, so don't fuss, Ice Boy. Just piss off and go annoy the Call-U.
All right. You've got water. You've got...
The flare pistol, yes, I've got it, and I'll fire it up your defrosted ass if you don't bugger off.
So he did. He soon found the Call-U. The big machine had rolled up to one of its own favoured sites for builder watching, which was the eastern shore. Here there was no intense construction activity as there was at the north and south shores, and no nurseries as at the west. The builders were always busy here, but engaged on smaller-scale tasks. For instance, they had built an elaborate series of traps out into the lake water, from which they extracted small, fish-like creatures with stem-based skeletons like the rest of the wildlife, but wrapped in a skin-like, streamlined webbing, a casing easily unwrapped, and the contents picked apart and incorporated into other bodies. And the builders weren't so busy that they could not be distracted by a dancing robot. Of course, the Call-U couldn't really dance. It was built more like a tank than a ballerina. But, given Mardina's lead, it had become ingenious at simulating builder dancing with the forest of manipulator arms that sprouted from its deck. Now, before an audience of 3 builders, all adults, of course there would